Fire, fire, fire. Your way, yeah. Fire, fire, fire. Your way, teacher kuona babwe banter, babwe banter.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Babwe Banter. There's a lot in store today. I'd like to introduce my panel. I'm going to start on the far side. Matty, my boy!
Hey everybody, welcome.
It's a pretty missing out Robbie. I think that he's
missing a lot of boys today.
Missing a lot of boys today. So we literally scraped something off the street and we brought back. We brought back Luke Manthe. Luke, welcome to Babwe Banter. Thanks for coming to be a panelist, and we're going to analyze a lot of sport coming up. We're here at St. John's. We're at the St. John's Derby Day Festival. And what a facility. Matty?
Yeah, awesome. So nice of them to have us. And it's such a great day today. I mean, there was brilliant rugby, well organized, bunch of nice people. I mean, and they've let us come in here. What else can you ask for?
What else can you ask for? We also need to thank Matty and the Beanstalk. I'm sure you've noticed that we've got a new intro. And Luke, what a wonderful song, hey?
Yeah, absolutely.
Epic. Do you like Zimbabwean music?
Yeah, it's good. It gets me going.
It gets you going. We've been driving. So Matty and the Beanstalk, please, ladies and gentlemen, we'll put their description for the original song below. Please follow them, like, subscribe, all the above, etc., etc. Chakuti. Do what you got to do. And also, we are proud to announce that ACHPP have agreed to be our official home for season 1 of Babwe Banter. That's the Alistair Campbell High Performance Program. And they are at, I can't say that word. It's Alistair.
It's at the nets.
It's by the nets. There we go. It's in Groombridge, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so ACHPP, thank you very much for your sponsorship for Jonathan. Jonathan was going to be with us. He's going to do our cricket report today, but he has been selected, him and Brad Evans, they've both been selected for the Zimbabwe A side. So well done to them. Good luck. Good luck in your games coming up, gentlemen. I think one is in Mutari and one is in...
Must have been in the performance of episode 6 that didn't air. That's why they got the show. I mean, that's why they got the pick.
There is an episode in the air that didn't air, but it's airing. It's out there, ladies and gentlemen. It's out there.
It must have worked for them because they're in.
Social media went absolutely
fun.
Famous. Lots coming up. We've got the Africa Cup winning coach. 2-time winning coach coming up. We've also got the St. John's director of rugby and the captain of St. John's, as well as some of Luke's ladies who are preparing for the beach volleyball World Cup qualifiers, and they are going to go to Egypt. Volleyball. Waterpolo. It's volleyball on the beach, but it's a little bit further into the water. Sorry, waterpolo girls. And
it is confusing, I do get that.
Yes. But we banter, ladies and gentlemen, and we will see you after this break.
Babwe Banter.
Recently, we lost two icons for Zimbabwe rugby, Ian McIntosh and Bucky Buchanan. And to their families, our hearts go out, and here's a little something from us at Babwe Banter.
I can't get enough of that theme song. What do you guys reckon?
No, it's awesome.
Well
It's
done,
brilliant.
Jan. Well done.
Please play it again. Play it again. Do it again. I dare you.
We'll do it
How much
again
time
in
have we got?
Now as much time as you have.
No, when's the Zessa going to? Play it again quickly.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to welcome Doug Trivella and his first team captain. Doug, can you introduce your captain to us? And,
Sure. Again,
Yeah,
Tadiwa Madya, first team captain.
Tadiwa Madya and Maddie. What a game we saw today between St. John's and Prince Edward.
Yeah, it was very tight. It was brilliant to watch. Absolutely amazing. And how was it for you?
Oh, it was very nerve-wracking, especially at the end. Things got extremely tight. It's fun to play. It's fun to look at after the game, but during the game, it's quite nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
So, Tommy, Tadiwa, do you guys like sit in a room together at some point? Look, you're being a day scholar school, the dynamic of also holidays, I suppose. Do you guys like get together, watch the game together, analyze, banter?
Usually we like doing it in separate groups, just doing it as friends within the team, and we like laughing at people got handed off, got dropped. It's quite fun to look at after the game.
There's going to be quite a few today. The eighth man was making a mare of you.
So, your fullback, who's the one that made that tackle?
It was actually me who made the tackle.
Was it you who made? We were saying on the commentary, I was with the good man TC, we said that saved your game because if he makes that tackle, they don't score. And then you guys cleared with a 22 goal line dropout. So well done. That was outstanding. And he was an absolute bus.
Nah, he was really big.
Yes. Doug, how's it been here at St. John's?
No, brilliant. Moved across a couple of years ago. Brilliant. Good school, building the culture here, rugby culture, and also across all the sports. I think the guys, especially on the rugby side, they understand the values now. And like I say, we just push that through all the sports. But it's good. Good school, good systems, good kids as well.
And so, Doug, how do you fit in? What is your role here at St. John's?
So I'm director of rugby. What I'm trying to do is we're trying to put this curriculum in basically for rugby. So looking at the youngsters all the way down from the prep and just trying to do certain things with guys at certain ages all the way through. It's tough because generally, being Zimbabwean is very competitive. You're always looking at results. But we also have to look at the education. So we have to make sure, for me, the green route is what it's called, is when the guys get to Form 3, that's when they become performance players and going into senior rugby. Then they specialize in positions and things like that. So there's a lot of things we're looking at to get that right.
And you think that's the tough part, not the fact that you're coaching St. John's of all schools?
No, that's actually easy. You had to get that in, didn't you?
But coming with St. John's, I mean, there is a mantra coming with that. There's an expectation because St. John's has traditionally been one of the top powerhouses of Zimbabwe schools rugby and the school that everyone wants to be. How have you been dealing with that as director of rugby and as captain?
You go.
I think there's a lot of expectations, especially before games. People are talking a lot, wanting to bring you down and all that. But I think it's just good to keep your heads calm and trust in the system, trust in what the coaches have told you and what the game plan is. And just like last year, we keep getting the result that we need.
And have you ever lost to Petra? Sorry. Okay, that's for Peter. There's your monkey. You're going to get off your shoulder. But so let's talk about. You guys have just been on tour.
Yeah.
Okay. Where did you go? Who did you play? Walk us through.
I went to St. Stithians in Joburg. 3 games. First game, St. Albans. Very good game. Big boys, the normal, what you expect in South Africa. Boys did very well, dug deep. We managed to pull that one through. I think we won by 3 points, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was 31-29 final score there. Nice game again, a bit like today. The score sort of ebbed and flowed and it kept the entertainment value. And obviously, it's always nice to come out on the right side. Then we went against St. Andrews, good side, very good side. Started badly against them. We just didn't play with the ball in hand. But like today, we didn't really play with the ball in hand. Obviously, opposition putting us under a lot of pressure, us making errors. So we were down, I think, by 3 tries at half time even. So we were almost dead and buried. But second half, we kept the ball in hand and we came back and we brought it to 31-21 with about 7 minutes to go. And then they ran in 2 sneaky tries at the end. But yeah, a good game there again. And then St. Stithians, main game last day. I mean, these guys, lightning alarms went off.
Not this one.
This one watching. Yeah, so he came on tour as the manager.
That tackle. That's why you guys lost.
Yeah, so he was. Yeah, but
So has he got sore thumbs from feeling those oranges?
big time. Water, everything.
Arthritis is big.
But yeah, the St. Scythians one again. I mean, things that we're not used to. We had beautiful weather all week until Monday. Then it started raining, and let's be honest, Zimbabweans aren't great in the wet weather.
Let's be honest, we've just come through the wettest season in
Yeah.
the whole of Zimbabwe's history.
Yeah, we
How are
can't,
you guys not used to it?
because we can't catch a rugby ball, Zimbabweans, when it's wet. But like I said, just new to us. Sirens went off, cut the games. 40-minute downtime. I think we waited an hour in the change rooms.
Was it not because of the lightning?
Yeah, because of lightning, but it was bucketing down. And you just go through, do you want the game? Should we just stop it? Should we not? And eventually, like, no, we've come to play, we want to play. And we actually got our second half. So we're down 7-5 at halftime.
Do you not think those are the things that will help your side
Yeah.
in a year like this, when it comes down to it, like today?
Oh.
You guys had to pull yourselves. That was the lightning, that was the thunder, that was the 40-minute
Exactly.
break. You managed to do it.
All the years I've coached, honestly, the way these guys came out the change room, you could see we weren't going to lose the
Except you,
game.
my boy, don't.
Except
That's
him.
okay.
He came out carrying the water.
The Sicilians came.
Yeah, when we came out the change room, I've never seen the team so fired up. And I was a bit worried. It was cold, it was wet, and I thought, we don't have a chat. We're not used to that. And actually, the St. Scythians guys came out not really looking as confident as we were. We just came out going, no, and literally we kept the ball in hand. I think the first 5 minutes of the second half, we banged in 2 tries, took the lead, and then played the game out. So it was
You basically had a Leroy Dubley moment.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll chat to you about what Leroy Dubley actually is.
Yeah, maybe me too.
Coach.
And tell me, were the other teams from Zimbabwe there in the same festival as you guys?
No, they weren't anywhere we were.
Okay.
I know there were a lot of
They went
teams.
on tour?
Yeah, there
They
were
went
guys
with
on
you guys?
tour.
Okay.
I think a lot went to Krugersdorp.
Okay.
I think that was about it. I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Very good. And, okay, so you're in the game against St. Andrews.
No, it's not.
No, well, he's in the stands. You're in the stands.
Just pretend.
Now, remember, all your mates are watching us. Let's pinpoint where it actually from. Who cost you that game? Name him. Shame him. No. Name him.
He's sitting next to me.
Maybe it was him just not taking the field.
Were you wearing longer shorts that day?
Oranges.
Yeah, and looser ones as well.
It's good
Water.
he was wearing looser shorts.
Yeah, I was wearing looser shorts. Proper shorts. Proper baggies.
We'll get to that shorts to start. So who cost you the game?
Uh,
Do it.
no, I think St. Andrews just good side. We put our best and they just came out stronger than us.
What a diplomatic answer.
That's what they used to
This
say
is
about
why he's
Petra.
captain. Ladies and gentlemen, never to bring a man down. I respect that. Doug, today, your boys against Prince Edward, it was literally such a wonderful game because it was a contrast of styles, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, you were taking the game.
Yeah, no, it was. We know PE bring a good running game. They always do. I'd like our running game is better than what we saw today. But PE put us under a lot of pressure. We made errors, and that's what it's about, isn't it? They stopped us doing what we are getting better at, and we probably slowed them down every now and then on what they're good at. But yeah, I mean, from a spectacle, as a neutral, a great game. Even for me, I love rugby. I love good games. It was a great game from beginning to end. Both teams just in, out. And you needed a lot. You needed a lot of zest there at the end to come through.
So I'll tell you what, I was watching you when your kicker was putting it over for the try and to take you into the lead. And when it hit that pole, like Doug was wearing, it's fair to say, quite a tight pair of shorts. Like, that paint is a bit baggier. And when it hit that pole, I just saw you clench your boots. And I thought, those shorts are going to die now. Thank God they didn't take Under Armour. Please help sponsor Rugby Banter with your shorts, but give us bigger pairs. Your take on the game. I mean, you took down that absolute behemoth of a number 8. I mean, run us through that. What was going through your mind?
Honestly, I didn't know what was going to happen once I got to him, but all I knew is I wasn't going to let him score. Things our backs were against the wall, and someone had to step up, and I couldn't let him score because that was the game right there.
Captain's in.
Yeah, has to be.
Well done. That was unbelievable. That was a turning point, possibly.
Unbelievable.
That was unbelievable. The young man steps up and he absolutely destroys it. Well done, that man. So, good job to you. Doug, please tell us, what is the Super Rank trophy?
Okay, so yeah, we've introduced a couple of things at St. John's.
without saying too much, to be a first team player, there's a few fitness challenges you have to pass. The Super Ram to me is probably the best award. That is basically the most minutes played in a season by
You're
any
not getting
player.
that, my buddy.
But it's okay, you can win all the rest.
We'll give you the fruit juice award for oranges too.
He can take it back to the change room for me afterwards. Put it back in its place. Yeah. But yeah, that's all it is. Most minutes played. Obviously, we record everything. The guys play with their trackers. We do stats and everything, and then we put it together at the end of the season. I mean, last season we launched it, and it was a bit of a conundrum because I think we had 6 or 7 players who played every minute of every game. So it was a bit, how are we going to do this?
Again, Sorry,
So, Tadiwa, as far as your conceptualization of what professional rugby is, your vision of what you think professional, how close do you think your coaches have replicated that scenario for you guys as players at school?
No, I think they're really trying to step up with their modern gameplay. I think that's something I've even chatted to them about in private, and I think we're getting very close to it. I think the only difference would be the size and intensity of how we play, but other than that, I think we're getting pretty close.
So, Doug, I've got a funny story for you.
It's not about me, is
No,
it?
it's not about you.
Okay, that's
It's
fine.
the same
I mean,
tournament.
get there.
Falcon, I think they went to the same Sicilians festival. And that year was the year after they lost Corey Van Rensburg and Chiwanza and all those guys. Okay. And look, it was a team that was rebuilding. So Greg, who's making his debut. And a lot, like, I think it was 9 of the first team rugby. Falcon was very proud. He put 9 of them in the play that year. You know? And so
The school play.
The school play. Just to, you know, it was,
Yeah, no.
they were
All-rounded education.
They were hyenas in the Lion King.
Okay, good.
Anyway, so they go to the dinner, and the headmaster says to one of these other guys, "Falcon's such a good all-rounder. No, we have 9 of our first team guys in the school play." And this Afrikaans guy looks at him and says, "You're going to get clapped." So, were you in the school play?
Unfortunately.
Giving them water.
Just from Bugby Banter, we'd really like to extend our thanks to you and to St. John's for allowing us to film here. Ladies and gentlemen, I mean, we've displayed all of St. John's their first team jerseys and what have you. This is one of their... Doug, you designed this.
Yeah.
So Doug is a designer. Very nice, Doug. And this is, you called it your... Sorry.
Ram camo strip.
Your camo ram...
Camo strip.
Or your ram...
Camo strip,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Let's get that right.
Get that right.
Ram
Yeah.
camo strip. Okay, so this is the ram camo strip. And some of them is a soccer shirt. I see there's athletics vest, the cricket shirt. Again, St. John's College, what an absolute institution. What you've done for these boys, professional rugby all around. So it's not going to be too hard when you make a step up. Thank you very much for your time, guys.
Thank you, guys.
All the best for your season ahead.
Thank you.
Yeah. And when you are running on with the water bucket, can you change arms so you don't bugger this knee?
Oh.
Can you put the bucket in the other hand next season? So you even the injuries out. Okay, my boy. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's it from Doug and Tadiwa. We'd like to thank them and St. John's very much for everything tonight. Don't go away. Up next, Shaun de Souza, and we've got some Waterpolo ladies coming your way. Stay tuned.
Babwe Banter. Babwe Banter.
Always so great to chat to those guys. Now I'm going to actually chat to Doug's opposition, to the great man, Mr. Shaun de Souza. He is a 2-time Africa Cup winning coach. Shaun, congratulations and a very well done. It's so nice to have you. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Maddie, how proud are we of this man?
So proud, eh? He was my prefect at school, and I'm very happy to have him here, and I'm so proud of what he's done.
So all we're trying to say is your fault. This is because of you. Thank you very much for that, Shaun. The world thanks you for that. Shaun, tell us about your journey this year. I mean, last year, obviously, a very successful tournament. This year, easier, harder?
Honestly, I think last year we went into this campaign blind as coaches and players, and we basically wanted to go learn in our campaign for last year. But yeah, while we went to learn, we won the event, and we had actually planned to go win it this year. So then getting the double is obviously an honor, and we only can build and get better.
What happens after this tournament? Where do you go now?
Okay, now we've qualified for the Junior World Trophy, which will be in July, the 10th to the 30th of July. We've been seeded in Pool A versus the first game versus Scotland, then Uruguay, and then between Canada and USA.
And last year?
Last year we won the event, and
But I mean, did you go forward to the next year?
what happened is last year the championship and the Junior World Trophy was still under the COVID banner.
Yeah.
So we didn't get that opportunity to play in that title event, but World Rugby then found it worthwhile to send the Zimbabwe team to go play Uruguay, Chile, and Canada.
Okay.
The Canadian World Rugby Canadian Conference Series, where we came second and we only lost to Uruguay. So that was like our bonus or our our appreciation for winning the Barts Trophy last year.
Brilliant. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you've got that coming up. That's brilliant.
Okay, so you are now taking your under 20 bunch and you are preparing for Scotland. Okay, and then am I right in assuming if you win the Junior World Trophy, you get promoted to the Junior World Cup? Is that right?
The under 20 championship.
The under 20 championship. Okay, championship. Okay, apologies for that. So you're not out the woods yet, eh? You won Africa Cup. You've made us all very proud, but you've only kicked down the door to a much larger opportunity for both you and your boys.
Like you said, you've only got one arm full. There's another arm ready to get full of trophies. Damn,
Exactly. That's the plan, Matt. That's the plan.
eh?
And Mrs. De Souza, she's not very upset with people sleeping with two trophies.
No, I think she's a bit jealous, eh?
There's still room in the bed for her. But no room in the World Cup.
Yeah, but she's going to have to just dance like a belt on the jeans. So there's not that much room on the bed. Okay, so Shaun, and with Prince Edward, how are you finding now navigating under 20 duties and Prince Edward duties? Or do they complement each other quite well?
It's a bit difficult, I won't lie. It is a bit straining. But yeah, I always find a way to try and make it work. I actually feel for the boys because they don't get enough time, my time, with them. And to see them play the way they play this afternoon, I'm quite happy. And I'm impressed with the way they held their own.
Very close, yeah.
Look, I think it's fair to say I was trying to be as neutral as possible, but my heart just absolutely bled for your boys at the death there, because they showed a lot of heart, eh? And you have got some absolute behemoths. Hey, how good is your number 8? What is his name?
No, Alan Mahonga is actually part of the under 20 setup. He's one of the youngsters that we brought into the under 20 system to develop him for next year. But look what he's become. He's become a beast, and we're so happy for him.
And how nice is it having some guys now with this under 20 experience rubbing shoulders with, say, maybe a Form 4 that's just joined the...
Which is actually our plan. Our technical team have looked at the pathway. As you know, Marvin Chirume is my assistant coach at under 20, but he's the head coach of the Cravenwick side. So he looks after the under 18s, and we sort of build a pathway into the under 20 system.
Okay. And was it quite painful losing to your assistant coach Costa's side today? Do you guys have some banter between you after games like this?
It wasn't actually. It's a preseason tournament. For me, it was about the takeaways. The positive that I saw the team perform. The performance was brilliant. St. John's, for your information, my daughter is at St. John's, so I'm in two minds. She's an upper six at St. John's.
So she's good enough to make the first team. Obviously, being a De Souza, surely she. St. John's.
I'm sure if she went for trials, Doug would have put her in somewhere.
Okay. Yes. Sorry, I interrupted.
No. So then we were talking about the banter between Johns and the coaches. No, we don't have any banter. We feed off each other. We sort of complement each other. So yeah, it's a win-win. I know other coaches feel that they taught us how to coach. That's their take, and yeah, results always speak for themselves.
Yeah, that's it. So and then Costa, his experience having won the men's Africa Cup, has that helped you in your tournaments or in your preparations?
Yeah, he's been in and out of our system. He's fortunately been called up to the Goshawk, so we haven't really used him. He didn't travel with us. So Marvin and I held the baton, and we took the boys to glory.
We're very, very, very proud of you guys.
So that you said, when is that tournament?
The 10th of July to the 31st of July.
Do your boys come into our league?
What we're hoping, we've just discussed with the Harare Province team. We're hoping to at least get 4 fixtures in the next 4 weeks. We'll also curtain raise the Mzansi Cup games that are in Harare as a way to also just keep our guys active and part of our program for the Junior World Trophy.
Okay, so there's a Mzansi Cup game this weekend at Harare Sports Club against the Falco, I think it is. Are your boys involved with curtain raising for that? Or?
No, this weekend we won't be involved. We've given our boys a week off just to recoup, and then we'll re-periodize their programs as we reset next week.
Right, well. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Shaun de Souza, I cannot tell you, our hearts absolutely beat Zimbabwe, and what you guys have done. I was screaming at my TV. I nearly got divorced. My wife was shouting at me, "Can you not be quiet when you watch rugby?" No, you. I wear the pants of this family. You never say that to your wife. So well done, Shaun. Thank you for almost ending our relationship. Shaun, sorry, last thing, your captain, Panashe Zuze, is a little 40-year-old boy. I've got to throw him out there. He's one of our stock. We're definitely coming in. We taught him everything he knows. Ladies and gentlemen, after the break, we've got the ladies' water polo side coming to tell us about the splash they've been making in African pools. See you after the break.
Banter.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to move on to something that we haven't ever spoken about before. Actually, I lie, we've had the coach before. He wasn't very memorable, so we've had to do it again. We had Mr. Scott Manthe, who was, as you can remember, at Hellenic. He's the head of water polo. Luke was head of water polo at I said like he's been fired. At Hellenic. Should have been. Yeah. So we've got 3 of the national ladies water polo players here with us. Very welcome, ladies. And I've got Sarah, Dayna, and Tammy. Okay. So Sarah, Dayna, and Tammy, welcome to Zimbabwe Banter. Have you seen any of our episodes before?
No.
Okay. So what happens now is
Luke didn't have a very good, what do you do?
I think we may have seen a picture.
No, Luke is around. I think he's gone to the little boys' room. I think he's trying to avoid the banter or something. So tell us, you guys are now fighting for Zimbabwe's qualification for the World Cup. Okay, so where are you going? You are the captain. You want to lead us in this?
Yes. Well, we're going to Egypt for World Cup qualifiers. It's actually beach water polo. It's not normal water polo, we play in the ocean. We are going to Hurghada at Soma Bay in Egypt. And yeah, we have to come top 3 or beat South Africa in order to qualify for World Cup, which will be in Ghana.
Okay, so with it being the beach and it's like this, you put like the shorter players closer to the shore and the taller ones deeper out. And
So Jan's going to be goalkeeper.
Or I want to be the far wing. Just up and down. Okay, so Sarah, my question, what is the difference between normal water polo and beach water polo?
So with normal water polo, you have 7 field players, and now we have 7 players in total. So 1 goalie, 3 field players. Shorter pool. Straight in the ocean. Yeah, well.
According to my maths, that's full in the, and you have 3 subs.
And you're talking about a
3
field
subs.
in the ocean.
Yes. So we'll be playing in the Red Sea. It'll be a floating field. Yeah.
And you guys, so how are you going to, in the Red Sea, how are you going to see the goalie, right?
Well, we have a red cap. She's just going to blend right in.
Okay, so with 3 subs, what are they running like Baywatch when it's time for a sub?
A little bit. run, dive in, do the swim.
And do you guys practice at Kariba? I mean, how does...
We actually practiced at Australia last weekend.
Oh, hectic. So you do go to the local dams and then get stuck in?
Well, we tried.
Okay. And when do you guys head off to Egypt?
So we hit off on Monday, have a bit of a training camp, and then we start on the 12th, yes, for the actual tournament.
Where's the training camp? In Zoe.
So that's also in Summer Bay.
Just stay away from Trivella, that one's...
Yeah.
A bit of crocodiles there.
A little bit.
Do they come with hats on? You keep away from them.
Okay, and when is the World Cup itself?
In August in Bali, yeah. So obviously, fingers crossed. We're feeling positive, feeling like we're going to get there.
Yeah.
And so, are you guys now staying in a camp in a hotel together and have some banter going amongst yourselves as a
Right
team?
now?
Yeah.
No, we just train. We do train twice a day, so we do see each other 4 hours of the day, but no, everyone's at home.
So is everyone based in Harare?
Yes.
So the Matabilis, you guys have lost out that much.
Yes.
You guys need to go to Nsima and get spiffy. Is there a bit of a local league?
Yes, so we have Harare Waterpolo League, which we've been playing every Tuesday and Thursday evening. It's normal water polo, but we are starting beach water polo. Beach water polo hasn't been played since 2019.
Oh, hectic.
Yeah.
Okay. And like funding and things, I know these are usually the stories that most sport, I mean, are you guys free from that, or is funding also a story for you?
No, so we did a huge big fundraiser, not last week Saturday, but Saturday before. And we all pulled together and did what we could to obviously raise a huge chunk of.
So you guys are all self-funded. You have to
self-funded
fund it
for
yourself.
this tour. Yes.
Is there like a Zimbabwe union or board or something where it controls all the water polo, or do you guys just?
Yes, there is a board, Zimbabwe Water Polo Board.
And the support from them, fund-wise, limited.
So unfortunately, it's very limited. Also, this was so rushed. Like we found out about it almost 2 months ago, so it was really quick. We had to jump around and make the funds happen.
Okay.
I think we make the August Bali. I think the funding might be a bit more free-flowing.
Yeah,
So
the
just wanna get
IOC will cover it if we qualify.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and Egypt, looking forward to it.
Yes. Of course.
So, whereabouts in Egypt will the tournament happen? And Alexandria is pretty much the only town I know, and that's in Cairo. And Giza, apparently that's where they have hot water.
That's why you want to go play.
Yeah.
So where are you playing in Egypt?
Uganda and Summer Bay.
Okay. You have no idea where that
No.
is, ladies and gentlemen. Get on to
Much
Google
further
Maps.
down than Cairo. And obviously by the red. Yeah.
Thank you.
You'll find it, I'm sure.
Okay. Exactly.
We'll drop a pin.
Okay, muy. And then we're going to need to have a lot of updates. You guys have obviously got your own social media handles and so on, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. And will this be live streamed?
It will be live streamed. The actual tournament will be live streamed, but you can follow it on our Instagram, on Zimbabwe Waterpolo's Instagram.
So ladies and gentlemen, please follow the link below. Follow our ladies as they embark, as they travel to the Red Sea and try and bob about and out-bob the other bobbers and try and qualify for the major bobbing event in Bali. The Bali Bobbers. Ladies, it's been wonderful having you. Thank you very much for coming to join us on Zimbabwe Banter. We are definitely going to be supporting you. If there is anyone out there that would like to sponsor, please do get in touch with the Zimbabwe Water Polo Association, and your funds will be very well spent. Okay, well, all the best, and thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having us.
Don't go away. After the break, we're going to have a full-on chat, myself and Matt, and we might just drag some random into the hot seat, and we'll be talking about local, national, and international news. See you after the break.
Zimbabwe Banter. Zimbabwe Banter.
Right, welcome back, and wow, what a panel of people we had here tonight, Maddie.
Absolutely unbelievable. It was so good. So great to have people like that involved in sports in such a great day. And a person like this to bring such a cool women along to, hey, what a lucky guy. You get to go to those chicks, eh?
Talented chum. Well done, Luke. And yeah, I'm sure the job comes with its challenges, but tough. It's tougher out there.
It's going to be tougher in the water.
Yeah, very good, very good. Let's get down to some local news. And in fact, one of the things that we've been focusing on recently is a lot of schoolboy. But Maddie, in the background, the club rugby has been cracking on as normal.
The club rugby has been cracking along. Our Legends team has actually taken the league by storm. They are pumping the first team we played against, XP Horns, obviously, who's come from First League. And then, obviously, now there's 10 B division, and I think there's 8 A division. And then with the under 20s also coming in, it's great for rugby. I mean, it's just good. We need it. We need to have more teams, more opposition, and more games. It is brilliant for the sport.
If you, Zim coach, Luki, and you are in a position where the under 20 side, the national under 20 side, are back-to-back Africa Cup winners. The Goshawks, our representative side in the Currie Cup, have said that they're going for a very youthful side. And our schools, like St. John's, they've gone down south, and they are going toe-to-toe with some of the top schools in South Africa, whereas our local schools, I'm sure they're feeling some confidence keeping up with them. You as national coach, with that now at your disposal, immediately, what would you be thinking for long-term plan?
Absolutely brilliant. I think it's spot on. I think if we can get our youngsters, and it gives you a little bit of a long-term development plan moving forward and producing a long-term program for these athletes. I think it's the best thing for your country. I really do. I think for Zimbabwe sports, Zimbabwe rugby, you can't go wrong with that.
Waterpolo, are there similar structures that you can tap off, or do you have to go do a lot more digging in the mines?
We're starting off with that. We kind of getting to the point of where we need to send our athletes abroad to play in a little bit more of the international program, and then we're going to start putting them back.
Do you have a league?
Yes, we do. Yeah, we do. We got a league now. I think like 6 clubs playing it. 6 sides, men's and women's. Good. And they play on a Tuesday and a Thursday night in Hellenic.
Brilliant. Well done, Hellenic, for hosting that. Excellent. Right, so moving on. Apparently, while we're still in rugby, UZ, University of Zimbabwe, are boasting to have members in the Goshawk side.
Member or members?
I think it's member or members. I think there were 1 or 2.
Look, you know what? When I first started playing club rugby a million years ago, UZ was our main pull. I mean, it was really, they would look after the rugby players and bring them through. And they played against us in the final in 1999 or 2000. And they had like 7 of their national players were playing for the national team. So for them to be boasting that one of them is playing for the Goshawks or 2 of them, yes, okay, I understand we've been through a long time, but it is, and it should be, the main focus is to go back to universities and get our pull, because that's obviously, if you're good enough to stay in Zimbabwe and go to university here, and you're good enough to play for the national team, that's where we should be pulling the teams from. It has just been, look, their coach has done very well. It was not good, and he's really got them up to where they need to be, because most guys go soccer, go basketball, or go drinking. So, it is. They need to make it more worthwhile for the guys, and because there's a Goshawks team, it makes it more opportunity for the younger guys to actually get a chance at a national shot, which is what we've been talking about for a while in Banter, giving the guys the opportunity so that they don't just say, there's nothing for me here. Some folks are going to come back from overseas and they're just going to play for the national team, and if I'm good enough, lucky to get a shot. That's what we want. And I believe that the Cheetahs have just been asked they've come back from their tour, and they've also been slotted into the Goshawk side, which I think is a good boost for the Goshawks at the moment, because playing shoulder to shoulder with guys who've played international rugby for a long time, we've been in training camps, is what we need. Those lighties that are coming up need to be shoulder to shoulder with guys they've seen on the team, which is brilliant.
Yeah, I think it's brilliant. I mean, now Zim could almost start its own varsity cup. If our universities can come to the party where all the youth are, and now we can provide them with...
You've got university versus the Zim under 20s, and you've got young up-and-coming teams. That's what we want to be. Our old club rugby was unbelievable, and that's where we want to be. And that's why I said the growth of our clubs now, with having 10 B teams and 8 A teams, where it used to be like 4 and 5, it's growing. It's what we need, and the influence is coming through. And it started from the top with the national team and with De Souza doing what he's doing, it's really helping. So everybody, well done. Keep it up.
Luke, what Curry Cup side do you support?
Sharks.
Yes, thank you. There we go. Lovely. And we've got a Zim boy.
When you need him.
We've got a Zim boy playing for the Sharks, and he's absolutely ripping it up. Tino Blythe Mavesere. Ladies and gentlemen, watch that name. We're seeing big things from him, and we're also seeing big things from Tapuo Mafura, who are obviously eligible to play for Sables. So our Goshawks team is tapping into local talent. Our under-20s is all local talent. And then you got all the foreign talent. Our Sables, there's good things to come.
For so many years. It's exactly what we need to.
Yeah, good things to come for the
Oaks can
Sables.
say whatever they want about where we are right now, but we're doing what we wanted. We're planting the seed. And you can't expect the Goshawks to win everything because we're giving the Oaks a chance. That's the biggest problem with the Zimbabwe supporter. They'll say, oh, but Goshawks have lost the last 3. But what are we creating? You know, you can't knock them for doing what everyone's asked. You can't ask for everyone to be given a chance, and they give everyone a chance, and then say, oh, but they're not winning. They're learning. Next year, and the year after, we're going to learn. And we're also learning. Same as Shaun said, it's our first year, their first year last year at the World Cup. If we can bring those guys into the Goshawks, and then we're going to be really getting something.
How about bringing this guy in? Someone who's just retired from Rugby Australia, Andy Marinos, who was the CEO of Rugby Australia, has just resigned. And after bringing Australia back into profit. So he's taken him from a massive deficit, and he's Zimbabwean born. So imagine getting him back, and we could tap into his experience. Our universities are now starting to produce players, which means that we can start giving pupils rugby opportunity, a bit of a qualification. We can maybe throw an odd Waterpolo player for Luke and his crew, and positive things for Zim to come. Let's talk about some other Zimbabweans who are taking the world by storm at the moment. We'll go to your area of expertise. It's more to do with the pool. Have you heard of Liam O'Hara?
Yeah, Falcon Boy.
Falcon Boy. He was the head boy of Falcon. And he, let me get my notes right. Liam has recently competed in the SA Senior Swimming Championships, where he's made the finals in all 3 best recommends. So you are obviously from Grahamstown. PE. Okay. And he missed the Zimbabwe national record by 0.02 seconds. And he's been nominated by Zimbabwe Swimming for a World Aquatic Scholarship and a Zimbabwe Olympic Committee Scholarship that assists athletes in their endeavors to reach Paris in 2024. Liam O'Hara, good luck to you. We're all behind you. Another one, Sikandar Raza. How much cricket do you follow?
Not enough, but I know the name.
Okay, Sikandar Raza, he's also been tearing it up in the IPL, scored as the first 50 by Zimbabwean ever, and then also in the, I think it was not quite the semi-final, it was like a quarter-final playoff to make the semi, and he won the game for his team, the Punjab Kings. With 3 balls left, he needed 7 runs, he hit a 4, and then he ran 3 off the last ball. So well done to Sikandar. Again, we're very proud of you.
Our local league starts this weekend. It's unfortunate he would have nearly made our team, but you know, we were full. So maybe next weekend we'll let him play for us. You know.
Oh, there we go.
Geez, you know, it's hard. It's hard to get.
I think Sikandar would probably be a Lucid.
No, for the cricket league.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm saying if Sikandar was a rugby player, where would you put him? Maybe
left, right off.
Well, Sikandar, you can respond to that. Comment below. But I'm sure that Sikandar will probably be a scrum half, or maybe even. Well, yeah, maybe even you could be one of those feisty open side flankers, or I don't know. Okay, where would you have Sikandar Raza? Let us know in the comments. Last rugby thing, you're a coach. Okay, so if you get into a bit of a argy-bargy with the opposition coach, which I'm sure has never happened to you. Never. Those Waterpolo coaches.
I've never had it in my time.
Yeah.
No, never.
Did you see the South African coach in the USA? Puta Human. Now, this is a guy who can, if you clap, you stay clapped, eh? Because he's got a size 15 hand, and he can wear a shoe with it, eh? You got big hand. You wrap around your face twice.
He nearly connected that. If he was any younger, he would have hoped that. Jeez, it was a bit slow off the bat, but my boy, that thing was coming. This duck, he was like, "Wow, what's coming here?" Hey, you are going to Donnery.
Matt, now you've been playing rugby since the ball was invented. So Have you ever seen any coaches go off it on the side of the field?
I've done the same. Yeah, there's a couple of coaches that have had me hanging off their neck. But not with a hand that big.
And Luke, what do water polo coaches normally fight over?
They normally fight with the referees, man.
Or over the woman.
Those guys end up in a lot of trouble.
Okay, so have you ever had an argy-bargy with the opposition coach, not the ref?
Yeah, I think I have. You know, it's more of a little bit of a disagreement of a call made by the referee.
No, we don't have those in rugby.
No.
Yeah.
Shush, he knows how he's blowing. Leave him. Like when I can see that. I can see that. Referee says, "Yes, are you blind?" No, he's not. Shush.
Ours is slightly different.
I've seen players fight in the pool. I'm not going to mention names, Graham Lawler, and geez, I've seen the Oaks when they go absolutely moggy and there's just elbows and teeth and thank heaven the coaches are outside of the pool because that could have been. Jacques Nioba, you are a South African. Your coach is leaving you. He's going to Leinster. Just like they need anyone else. And it has been rumored.
So that means that the South African coach is actually finally going to be the South African coach.
Well, I see what you've done there. No, but Jacques is only leaving. He's only leaving after the World Cup, so he's going to service.
So after the World Cup, he's going to leave, and then the actual coach is actually going to coach.
He has been rumored. He has been rumored.
Rumored to coach.
Rumored to coach by a very reliable South African newspaper. The report.
Sounds like it's true.
Yeah. Okay. So they have said that Rassie is potentially going to take over till 2025, and he might be grooming Mzwandile Stick or Dion David.
Yes.
So yeah. And look, whoever the Springbok coach is, all I'm saying is South Africa.
Khaleesi's going on.
Well, Khaleesi might not even make the World Cup.
Yeah,
his injury.
He's buggered his knee.
Yeah.
He's leaving anyway.
He's leaving. Yeah, because I think
who's
they
going
said.
who's going to be the captain? You tell me.
Well, I don't know. My opinion, because Dwayne is probably also going to be stepping down because he's going to be quite old. There's a Lucanio Am who's been doing quite well. He is highly rated by his teammates. Will he make it at the World Cup? I don't know. That's why you and me, we are on this show and we don't coach the Springboks. Good luck to you, Rassie and Jacques, and make us proud. Quarterfinals. URC quarterfinals. Leinster against the Sharks and Stormers against the Bulls. What do you reckon? We've got to play them in Dublin. It's going to be hard.
And the Bulls have done well to get who they are.
They are. And Jake White he's got his team back onto a bit of a wave. They've got some form behind them.
So go Bulls from my side.
Go Bulls, eh? Okay. So, Matty, your predictions. Bulls Stormers in Cape Town for a semi-final of the URC.
Do you know what? The Stormers are always so good in... I'm going to go with Bulls because they're my team. I'm not going to go against them, but it's going to be a tough one, I'll be honest. They don't do well that side.
Okay.
If it was against the Sharks, in that, I would have said the Bulls because they do it.
Yeah.
Against the but you know what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah. Okay. And then the Sharks, Leinster?
I want to go with Sharks. I would like to know, but the Leinster guys are back, eh? The team that played against the Bulls is not the team that's playing against the Sharks. They're all 15 of them arrested, so good luck to you guys. You've got a big mountain to climb.
What do you reckon? Bulls Stormers?
I want to go Bulls Stormers. I want to go Bulls, but it's going to be tough.
It's going to be tough. Let's be all being honest, eh? It is going to be tough out there.
I've got my one upset for the weekend, and I'm saving it for the Sharks Leinster. So I've said that.
No, that's fair.
I've said that Stormers should come out on top against the Bulls, whereas the Sharks, they're going to throw all their Springboks at Leinster, and they have to do something different. So let's see what happens there. Heineken Champions Cup final will be Leinster versus La Rochelle. So Leinster have got it all.
Oh, so Leinster are playing on the same day. So
No. Leinster. This will be a bit later. But they've made the final of the Heineken Cup. They absolutely destroyed. Who did they play? I think it was Exeter. No, Exeter was La Rochelle. Leinster played against Toulon. Or Toulouse. Toulouse went out to lose. Yeah, they lost, but they smashed it.
Well, let's see how they do against the Sharks, and then we'll go from there.
We'll go from there. Okay. And then Willie Leroux, last piece of news from us is Willie Leroux is now a free agent. He's been freed up by his club in Japan. So we'll see where Willie Leroux ends up. It is rumored that the Stormers are trying to pen his name.
Where was he before?
He was at Toyota. He was at Sharks. He was Cheetahs, Sharks. Then he went to France, and then he went to Toyota Verblitz.
Okay, so he's got the Bulls
Suntory
and
Glides.
Yeah. So we'll see between.
We'll see where he goes. Maddie, it's been an absolute pleasure having you. Luke, thanks so much for stepping in. You've been an absolute gem. Ladies and gentlemen, from us again.
Don't forget to join, like, and subscribe our Banter channel.
You heard it straight from the horse's mouth there. Please join us all here on Babwe Banter. If you would like to sponsor us, please also do get in touch. There will be some contact details at the bottom. Follow us on Facebook, like us on Instagram, and subscribe to YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much to my panel. Have a wonderful week, and we'll see you all next week.
Fire,